friend.
Is that now? What's interesting though is I know this is a reference. I feel like this is a reference to how we started last time because I was like, I don't know. When you say hello, I don't know you're saying hello to me or
You're
to
overthinking.
viewers. No, I'm not. I am 100% correct level thinking. When you said hello, friend, we actually have one viewer to begin. It turns out. So maybe you're not saying hello to me. You're actually saying hello to this one viewer that we have, and it's unclear to me. You know, when I was at a friend's birthday party once, and there was this
Once.
guy. Well, yeah, once in my life, the one time I've ever been to a birthday party is, and I was sitting there. I didn't know a lot of people there, um, and this one guy just at a distance was waving hi, hi, and I kind of just ignored him because I was like, he's not saying hi to me. So I was like, oh, it's not me. And then, but he kept waving. So then I was like, wait, that's a lot of highs. This guy said somebody should have responded by now. Maybe he is saying hi to me. And then the moment I say hi back, he's like, oh, I was saying hi to those people over
Oh my god.
there. And so
Was he
I
messing
just
with
have.
you?
No, he was not messing with me. He was being genuine. And so you said hello, friend, and it just brought those memories back, Mary.
I'm sorry for bringing back. Uh, it doesn't sound like a fun memory.
No, mildly embarrassing, but I survived. What are we doing today?
That's all that matters. What are we doing today? So I think we were going to continue on Cocoon, and then something happened, and and instead we're doing a surprise project that we may or may not finish. In
Yeah, we may or may not. It's. I don't
yeah,
know if we can one shot it. So at least we'll begin it, and then because we set ourselves kind of a weird deadline for this project.
you
Um,
said you set a
I
deadline.
I feel like we're a team, Mary, and we should take collective ownership of
Says
my
the
mistakes.
person. Okay,
Collective ownership of my mistakes. Um.
that's how
So I
accountability works.
I said, hey, we'll have something ready by a certain time to a group of people, and if we don't finish it today in this session, I'm gonna have to like stay up day and night to get it done, so I'm not branded a liar. Um, but do you
I
want to
thought you loved
describe?
lying.
Yes, but the whole point of lying is people have to believe the lie. Like if you get branded a liar, like no point of lying is not to be branded a liar, but to be branded a truth teller, having told a lie. So yes,
You want to be a good liar.
exactly. Those are consistent with my values. Um, but do we want to go into, or how much detail do we want to go into about? Well, you said something happened.
Yeah, I guess I don't think we need to go into it too much, but I guess it could be fun to talk about like why are we even doing a side quest today?
2 minutes. Give us a 2 minute summary.
Oh God, I don't do well with time pressure. Um, so I guess TLDR, we invented accidentally a game at work. The working title is "Whose Breakfast Is It Anyway?" um, and it kind of came out organically. I would say like there was a group of us that were just chatting about breakfasts as people do, as friends do, um, and like it was our team, right? Because we work together, so it
Yeah.
was most of our team. And then after the discussion happened, I was like, wait, one of the team members was not a part of the discussion. So I messaged like the team channel and was like, hey, what did you have for breakfast, to that person who was not a part of this breakfast conversation that was very important. Um, and then you were like, we should get the rest of the company to guess who had
Mm.
what breakfast, because that was my prompt of like, since this person was not a part of the discussion, they don't know whose breakfast is whose. And I'm personally curious about. I'm very curious about like what people's assumptions are about other people, and that's what this is about. Is like if you see a breakfast, who do you associate that with? Um,
If I may dig into it a little bit
List.
and put you on the spot, you said you're curious about people's assumptions about other people, but interestingly, that does that include you? Because when you say other people's assumption about other people,
Yeah, I guess.
is it also other people's assumptions about you?
Oh yeah,
Okay, all right, got it. Just wanted to clarify. All right,
because it's always fun to see like how you're perceived versus how you know, like who you know, like who you think you are versus like who other people
okay,
think
yeah.
you are.
If you had said, Mary, who you know you are, I'd be like, Mary, you know who you are? Wow, what what Zen life are you living out there?
No, I
All right,
revised my statement.
okay,
Um,
so
and
um,
that's kind of where the game came from. Like it was more like I just thought it would be like for lols, but people loved it, and it was kind of it was kind of surprising to me how invested people were about like guessing like whose breakfast it was. Um, how
yeah,
did you think about like how that
I
works?
wasn't I wasn't surprised about it. Like I expected precisely something like what had happened years ago at a different company. On Slack, um, we had this thing in a certain group of people were sharing their like childhood photos, and um, and trying to then kind of guess who this person was. And I at that point also did the exact same thing. I was like, do it company wide, um, because people love this kind of thing where they're like, one, they want to be, people like to guess and be right. What's the point of being right using your knowledge? You kind of want, it's like you're gambling in a sense. It becomes a little bit more exciting.
Hmm.
um what was so that part, which is what triggered me to say, hey, let's share it company wide, because it's precisely those kinds of things that get people involved, what people call culture building or what have you. Okay, fine. And but one thing that I didn't foresee was how we led it into this, like the revelation aspect of it was also like an extra added level of fun, like because when the initial part of it was, like you made the game internally, we shared it, and I thought, oh, we'll share it and it'll kind of be a Slack thing. But then turning it into that meeting where the revelations happen, I think is the one, like it just doubles or triples the whole
Yeah,
experience of the
it's like a
game.
game within a game.
Exactly. And the anticipation, and then the revelation, so the guessing, the anticipation, and the revelation, all of that is very, I don't know, it's very fulfilling in some odd way.
Yeah, it's like a it's like a game show where like you actually know the people and like you're also
Yeah.
part of it.
Yeah. um but now we are given the task of taking this sort of organic thing that that was shared and experienced by our team, and creating it into a larger game. I do want to say this one thing, which is the game itself, the pattern of the game itself is pretty much the same. Like even that photo sharing game and the whose breakfast, like is whose
Yeah,
childhood photo is it
yeah,
anyway, or whose breakfast is it anyway, are the same pattern. Definitely, to avoid scope creep, we should start off with just the whose breakfast is it anyway, which is actually a much more complicated app to build than whose photo is it anyway, and we'll get into that in a bit.
okay.
um, you want to know why it's more
Yeah,
complicated?
why?
Because um, well, maybe it's not everyone submits their breakfast,
Yeah,
and then everyone guesses who, and then we score it. Maybe it isn't. Yeah, yeah,
yeah. I mean, isn't it just like different types of input?
yeah. So in one case it's just text, pure text. In the other case it's a photo. So maybe we won't ultimately be too far from doing this kind of a thing. Um, okay,
Do
so
we want to focus on the breakfast?
yeah, we just do breakfast like to maintain scope, um, because that's what we said we'd deliver. Also, uh,
True, true. Yeah, we don't want
how do
to.
you want to go about breaking down the requirements here?
Um, I'm thinking like maybe we can like just quickly map out like what's what's the flow of things, just to get a, I don't know, a more visual sense of like, okay, what's happening first and then what's happening
Sure.
next, and it also help us align um, what we're not doing.
And the initial goal here is that we're going to try and vibe it. We're not going
Yes.
to write the code ourselves. We're going to vibe it, not 100%, but maybe 95%.
Yeah, and apparently I'm using my limited coding knowledge in public.
I've also been using my limited coding knowledge in public all this time. You
All
must
this
know.
time, all these years.
I don't have unlimited coding knowledge, so clearly it does have an upper limit, I want to say.
Okay, let me just share my screen. I have zero prep, but I guess
Yeah, that's the whole point of this stream. Zero prep.
zero prep. Okay, this breakfast is it anyway? How do you feel about the title? Just
I think it's great.
too much. All right.
And the person who came up with the title, I guess, is going to get a certain percentage of the
Yeah. I
of the I
also
don't know what.
of the shout out. I will say I have mentioned this idea after like certain discussions at work, like the last couple of days with other people like outside of work, and they
Mhm.
were like, "I would totally play that at my work." So
Yeah, yeah,
you know,
yeah, absolutely.
cool. So I think holistically, they're like first, I guess putting aside like the blank.
Yeah, no blank is just pure breakfast
I'm just gonna
flow.
do this and say that we're not doing that right now. um, it would just be people submitting. Oh my god, I don't know my shortcuts. Submit answers, and this would be like, would this be like the whole group or only a limited group? Because like we played it with just a subset of like the whole group, and the rest of the group were guessing, but because we are making it an app, maybe we want the whole group, or is that like too many people?
I'm I feel like I have an idea of what you're talking about, but I'm not 100% sure.
Okay.
And I can respond to it or wait for clarification.
Yeah, I guess I'm trying to think like in our specific use case. Um, ultimately, it's like a larger group taking guesses on whose answer matched to which person,
Hmm.
right? Um,
I see what you mean.
but do
I
we
think
want the whole group to be also submitting the answers?
so. I don't know. I guess what happens with each answer, like whether it's a tie group or not. Because I have a maybe I'm thinking about it differently, and I have a different idea, or I'm thinking about it similarly, and maybe I can describe my idea, and you can tell me if it meshes with what you're thinking. Okay.
Sure.
Um, I was thinking that the entry point to this is actually you create a
Again.
game,
Yeah.
and in that creation, it gives you a link that you can share with people. Effectively, it kind of has to give you like two links in a sense. One is the submission link, and the other one is the maybe three links. One is the submission link, one is the guessing link, and the other is the revelation link. And then it doesn't matter how large the group is or how small the group is, because if only 5 people submit, the guessing link is still, you could still share the guessing link with a larger group. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
Is that
Does it need to be multiple links? I feel like, is that not complicated?
it could be one link and you have buttons there, I guess. Sure. Like, but it does mean that once you create a game, then yeah, there's an option to submit answers, to guess answers, and then to reveal the scores. Because I think the revelation is its own kind of thing. What I imagine, by the way, for the revelation is for it to be like one by one, it goes through each person and shows the score, almost like how we did it in the team meeting.
Yeah.
And then at the end, it shows who guessed what.
I like that too.
Yeah, because you want to keep that suspense.
Yeah. I like that. Like when you're revealing the score, people are like, "Oh, I got that wrong too."
Yeah,
and like
and it's
like guessing a second round. I'm like, whose is it anyway?
Yeah. So in that case, I think it's important for everyone to have access to everyone's answers during the revelation process, but maybe not before. You know what I mean? That's one of the downsides of Slack is you could copy somebody's answer. But for our game, it is actually important to see other people's answers during the revelation. I know I am kind of getting ahead of myself, but before we forget, I also love the idea of like a live leaderboard. So like we reveal like Mary 1,
yeah,
Jane 3, and then Jane goes like, like the leaderboard realigns itself so you know who's on top consistently. And if it's animated, people will go nuts. Like it'll just
imagine like sound effects.
It honestly, I feel like it should be part of the game at some point. Like once we have the functionality done, we should sprinkle it with like glitter in that sense, like those extra things. But yeah, the reason why by default I was thinking multiple links is to give the creator of the game control of who gets access to what when. Versus if you just share one link, everyone has access to everything, and you actually don't want that. And then I don't want to write like access limitation code or whatever.
So I was thinking of like maybe a flow of like obviously somebody creates the game. Like let's say let's call them like the host or whatever. I was thinking that like the host can like start the submission phase. I don't know why I erased it. I don't know.
Yeah, that works. That works. Yeah.
Start the submission phase, and then like maybe it's the same link, but the host is able to like move it to the next phase. If that makes sense. So like.
Yeah, absolutely. That works. Yeah.
Sharing a link and being like, hey, like maybe they send it to like whoever they want to submit the answers. And then once everybody's answers are in, then the host let's move to the guessing part of the game.
Yeah, absolutely.
Are there like downsides, trade-offs?
No downsides. There's mildly extra work involved, but then I'm like the AI is doing it, so it's fine, I think. like the reason why, like honestly, the reason why my instinct went to 3 links was because then you don't have to have an interface that progresses things, and we get to play our game without having to deal with like
Mm.
permissions and stages. Um, but that's my whole instinct of like getting to the goal of the game isn't to move stages forward. The goal of the game is to get your answers, to get your submissions, to get your guesses, to get your revelation. However, because we're using AI, we might be able to. Um, I don't know. It could work both ways. I think we should try and build what's in your mind. So, which is that we move through stages.
Okay, I had like scope creep ideas of like.
Let's hear them, and I will. I
Shoot them
will.
down.
No, no. Yes, I will judge them.
Okay. Like it could be cool if the host can like set certain like parameters, like more ideas relating to like this part of like the entry type, whether it's a text or photo or whatever. Things like submission visibility.
Hold on. Excuse me, Mary. Excuse me. Sorry, I have to interrupt here. Didn't you just put a
I know.
strike through to
I
that
know.
very idea, and then
Okay.
not
Fine.
7 minutes later, you so either you remove that strike through because that strikes through the lie, or you commit.
Fine. Okay. Okay. Here's one last thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Just
Let's hear it. Like,
more
get it out.
more
Get
curious
it all
about
out.
like how more curious about like what you think about like the approaches, because I have no idea. Um, is there a difference between like having a link versus like maybe having like a unique code that gets generated when you create a new game? So like, you know those
There.
games where you enter like a 4-digit code to like join your group?
Yeah, I mean, effectively, they're the same thing. Like, if you went to a web page and then you entered your code, it would take you to the link of that code. So it'd be like, yeah, the only additional work there is to make a page with a form allowing you to submit your code. Not a big deal.
Okay. So like like if we do link, the link gets generated when the game is created, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Link gets generated. Okay, that I think that's it.
Okay.
what what are there anything that needs to happen before a link is generated?
Um, no, I don't think so. You just need to, if you create the game,
Photo?
yeah, yeah, you might like, you might say tech team.
Hmm.
Well, title of the whole app is whose breakfast is anyway. It's not the title of the game. I mean,
Okay.
no, like isn't the
Okay,
whole
fine.
bowl header gonna say whose breakfast is that anyway?
Okay, fine. I thought it was more like we're gonna default to that.
Oh, I see. Okay, okay.
But
I thought you'd come in and be like, hey, it's for the it's for the sales team, or like which
mm,
group of people are doing it, because you will create multiple games potentially, but ultimately it doesn't matter either way. It's not a big deal.
so like like who's submitting, I guess.
Yeah, yeah.
Does it matter though? Because like we can
No, no.
decide that
Well,
offline, right?
yeah, yeah.
I guess we can decide offline who's
But we can
submitting.
have an editable title. That's fine.
Yay. Okay, and then and then they are sending this link to, I guess, let's just, I feel like we need, I need I need a realistic example. So let's say that the entire group is 20 people, and the group that's guest submitting group submitting is like, let's say 5.
Mm-hmm.
And let's say it's the sales team, just so that
Mhm.
I can wrap my brain around it.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, look who wants specifics now. Look who wants specifics now. Look who wants to be precise. I'm just teasing. Go ahead.
I am selective.
Of course, as is
Randomly.
everyone. Yeah, group, but then this link at this stage should only go to that 5.
Yeah. So host. Let's say Adnan is the host.
Which honestly was kind of my instinct of having multiple links. I know that didn't seem natural to you, but it kind of did to me because you don't want that same link going to anyone because only certain people should be able to add. But I think either way it's fine. I'm just trying to explain why my brain went to different links initially was because precisely you only want a certain group of people to access certain things. Because even if it's stages, like I can't share the link. I have to share the link in. I can't share the link in the 20 people group chat because people don't know how to follow instructions.
Okay.
Um,
I'm down for that.
let's. I think we could try either way. Let's try and like maybe complete the whole flow and feel out
Okay,
what we've
fine.
how we feel about it after.
Okay, so submission link gets generated, and they are the host is then sending it, sends the link to group that's submitting, and then each person who gets that link is submitting answers. Each, oh, I want a better word for like, I guess player. Submits their own answer. Oh my god, I can't spell. And at this point, they shouldn't be able to see each other's submissions, right?
Yeah. Nobody should be able. I think what would be nice is to be able to see how many submissions have come in.
Like for the host or the players too?
For everyone, for anyone to be like, hey, these many submissions have come in. But that's kind of like an extra. We don't have to do that.
Okay. And then I guess I can map out like what was in my brain is that once the host is like, okay, that's it. We're not waiting for any more submission.
Yeah.
Host moves, I don't know, clicks a button to move to like moves to guessing phase of game.
Yeah.
And then they're sharing the same link to
the whole group chat.
Else.
Yeah.
Including the ones that submitted their answers.
Yeah.
Host shares link with everyone. Okay, I'm not being precise. Each person submitting. And then everyone attempts to match purchase to person who submitted purchase.
Yeah.
And then the reveal. Oh, should there be like a almost like a okay, guess is closed,
Yeah, I think we should close the guesses because that's kind of what naturally we do. And then the way I would imagine it, at least for us, and then different people can use it in different ways. I would love for the host to share their screen, the revelation screen, and then kind of press play. And then we slowly, because by this time, by the way, all the scoring is technically done. The computer doesn't need to wait.
Yeah.
Everything is so like the rest of this is very human. It's very like we're manipulating people's kind of anticipation sensors. So
Here's the
Um,
question: should the
mhm.
host be able to play? I think
Yeah,
they should,
absolutely.
right?
Everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, the host doesn't get to see other people's answers. Everyone gets to play. That's
Only the computer has the answers.
yeah, which is actually one of the key points of making it
Yeah.
an app is so that the host gets to play.
Yeah.
No one is left behind.
Cool.
Um,
And theoretically anybody can host, right?
yeah, yeah. So um,
Okay.
in a very remote world where if, let's say everyone wants to do this kind of um, over Slack and not on a meeting, then that revelation screen everyone can go to, and everyone sees the progression at the same time. That's that's more involved to do. So let's kind of just keep it for
Yeah.
now that the host shares the screen, and then once we go global with this game, then we can add that functionality.
Cool. Okay. Okay. So I know that before we started this stream, you had spoken about like creating like prompts that are not one shot, essentially.
Yeah,
Like, do you have suggestions on where do we start?
I do, but I'm actually curious on what your instinct is on where to start.
Hmm. I don't know. I think like there are two potential approaches that I'm curious to at least experiment with, and we can, I guess, choose one if you don't have other um, approaches. But one is like more focused on, okay, let's build the first page, like the setup part, and then like build from there,
Mm-hmm.
and then expand it to the rest of the flow. And then the other approach is almost the opposite of like giving it lots of context
Mm-hmm.
so that I don't know, so that it doesn't mess up the foundations. I don't know, but I'm not sure. I don't
Well,
know. I haven't
yeah,
built
yeah.
enough.
What does your heart say though? And I'll share what my heart says.
I think if I were doing it myself, I would probably do it like by page,
Mm-hmm.
because even if I give it context and it like I don't have enough knowledge to look at the code and be like, oh, it didn't mess up, you know? So
Yeah.
I think if we do it by page, there's a higher likelihood of me understanding what's going on.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's the right approach. That's the approach that I would want to use as well. If we were testing the magic of AI, then you want to do the one shot, right? But if you want to actually build an app that people can use, then you kind of want to go step by step. And one of the key reasons we want to go step by step is because we have to manually test it at every step to ensure it's done the right thing. Whereas if we give it too many steps, then we're testing a whole thing and then we get overwhelmed because there's too many issues. Uh, and so, yeah, um, we can go page by page or maybe 2 pages depending on what it is. Um,
Okay.
now I'm thinking that, and you let me know that because I have a very strong idea of what I want the prompts to be,
Okay.
but I also kind of want you to drive. I don't know how smooth that dynamic will be, um, but we can give that a shot. I'm just letting you know I have a very strong idea of what the
Okay.
prompts. So once you type the prompt out, I'm gonna be like,
No, I'm down
let's
for it.
okay, great. Yeah, I just want to make sure.
Okay, clearly you have thought about this probably more than I have.
No, it's just I've been using AI to build different things, and like you develop a sense of what that is. So I haven't thought about the game per se, but I've thought about like, oh,
Mm,
this is the shape I I need the prompt to take. Like here's the scope I need the prompt to be for me to be able to verify that it's properly working.
Okay, cool. I will definitely lean on you for that knowledge because I have not been using it nearly as much. Just give me 1 second. My Figma is upset at me for authentication thing.
I'm kind of typing out a portion of the prompt that deals with the technologies that we want to use. And maybe some of our intent on, again, technology related, so that the AI understands how we want it deployed.
Okay.
And I'll share that with you in your secret chat thing.
Should I use Replit and share?
Yeah. Yes, please.
Okay. Do we want to deal with the frameworks stuff here, or is that irrelevant to what we're doing?
I don't know. I would want to try and create an app and use like the initial prompt, which I'm kind of writing for you because it just deals with the technology.
Okay. Maybe I will start writing some stuff for like that first host creates game.
Sure. And then I'll share with you kind of the edition that we want, and then we could review the prompt together. So, all right, let's go.
So I do want to give it some context and then kind of say like start with the first page. Do you think that's that's a good idea, or do you think it will like get carried away?
Let's do this. I think for this first prompt, you should type in the prompt that you want, and then we can have that discussion. Because right now I'm trying to do the rest of the prompt, and then, but
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I'll have some thoughts. Sorry, I share something with you, but I need to add a few things.
So I shouldn't copy it yet.
No, sorry about that. Let me send it to you. And this I only made one change.
Did you send it?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
It looks very much like the previous one. So there should be two messages there, and the second one is the one we want.
Okay.
But before you copy paste, maybe we can review your prompt and then adjust it to accordingly.
Okay.
So let me know when you're good.
I think something along these lines. Should I make it bigger?
Okay. So my first instinct here is that we're actually giving it too much information, and I'll explain why. If you think about AI as someone who is very eager to impress you by overdoing things, that's how you want to treat it. Which means any bit of information you give it that isn't related to what you really want out of it in the next step, even then it's going to do more than what you want sometimes. A lot of times. That's been my experience. But now when I give it a lot, then it can really diverge. Like, let's do this. Because you're on the paid version, let's actually submit this and have it run and see what it gives us. And we can always start over. Because my issue with my feedback is it's easy for me to think I'm right without having tested it. So I really actually want to test my my assumption. So what I wouldn't want to tell it, I wouldn't want to tell it that it's a party style guessing game. I wouldn't want to tell it but don't edit this. We do want to submit it as it is. But so my instinct would be not to tell it that it's a party style game. I would tell it the title of the game because it needs to display it. To create a game that's good, there is a unique URL that's good. There's one extra thought I have there, which I'll share in a second. Who can submit the answers to the question? I wouldn't say that they would share it. I would, like I'm really paring it down. I also would not give it two types of players. My fear is that it's going to
make all of it.
Not just make all of it, but also it's going to try and like categorize things and group things and add more complexity than required. Humans also work very similarly, actually, oddly enough. You know what I mean? Like, because we're scope creep monsters. We just can't help it. And I'm not just saying I'm, like outside. Me too, everyone included. So, but I'd love to test that thought. The way I would have approached it probably is to tell it that we are making a game. And then the first step of the game is for the host to create a game, which generates a unique game URL. And then just ask it to land me on the game page. And then nothing else. You know what I mean? Like, and then I'll tell you the next step that I want. That way I can test the creation of a game and landing on the next page without any of the extra detail. Like that detail is almost like that detail lives with me as the builder that does not live with the AI as the helper. And that's generally been my best experience with AI, where like I'm giving it the detail I want, enough detail that I can test as a next step. Thoughts on that?
Yeah, I'm down.
But I would love to actually submit this and see.
To add like only create the, I guess the host creation part or something.
Yeah, it's.
But I don't know if it will listen.
I think you should submit the prompt that's in your heart. So go ahead and do that. Replit Replit's agent is actually not that bad at descoping, so we might be pleasantly surprised, especially if you add that last thing. Um, that might be actually very helpful.
Where do we think the technology stuff?
I think up top is great.
Okay.
You could get rid of. Here's the first step, for example, if you want, because it's kind of more than the first step. But um,
Should we try it?
yeah, yeah. Um,
Then we'll have to figure out what to do while it does.
I I was gonna say I'm gonna go to the washroom real quick
Okay.
because I forgot to
Okay, I'm
go.
gonna hit start then.
It means that you're going to have to entertain
Sure.
the audience. It might also be pretty quick, so let's see. But I'll be back in a moment, if you'll
It's
excuse
called,
me.
it's called Breakfast Reveal. I like our title better. Okay, so it's saying, I understand you want to build a party style guessing game. Blah, you've outlined a clear step by step approach. Oh, jeez. What happened? Specific line game. Okay. Where a host can create a game and generate a unique URL for sharing. So far, it seems to be understanding that we want to focus on the first part of the experience. Focusing on game creation and unique URL generation, hosting can create a new. Okay, so it's telling me, yeah, I do like this. I'd have no idea. Okay, so basically this list is like, this is what we're gonna build. Are there things that you want to take out? Host can create a new game instance. Yep. System generates a unique game URL slash code. We didn't say anything about code. I mean, I said something about a code, but not in a prompt. Game creation form captures basic game settings. I don't know what that means. Unique game identifier is prominently displayed to host. Okay. Seems a little redundant. But what do I know? Host can copy or share the game URL easily. Yep. Basic game state management. Simple navigation user interface. Sounds good. Let's do it.
Is it done yet?
I like that it shows a list of what theoretically it's gonna do. And so far, oh my god, you can get notified. So far, it seems like it understands that we'll focus specifically on the creation functionality, but we'll have to see.
Yeah, I think Replit actually, as an agentic AI, is probably better than some of the other ones at doing this kind of a thing.
I also
Um,
learned that you can like write the next prompt and add to queue,
yeah,
which feels kind of bold. It's like, how do you know
it
that?
is. Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's actually very useful in certain cases and very dangerous in other cases. So Claude Code does the same, and I
Okay.
use it typically like if I forgot something and I don't want to interrupt the current flow. So you can either interrupt it and then add it, or if I forgot something and I'm like, oh, by the way, do this, which is not a net new thing. It's kind of just like part of what we forgot. And the one thing that we kind of did forget here, which I probably got distracted with my washroom trip, is this. Um, when a new code is created, you still need a host view that allows you to edit the game. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and I wonder whether by default this will take care of it or not. So let's see. I also think that sometimes, like when you give the AI too many instructions as well, you have to end up waiting for a longer time as well for it to build all those things, and then it kind of takes away from this like iterative experience.
Ooh. Ah. Ooh. So, like for example, when you are using AI, are you looking at the files at all, like as it's doing? its thing, or
Not as is doing this thing. Like I'll look at it. Like my first instinct will actually be as a user, not as a coder. So
okay?
I'll want to try and see whether it did the thing that I wanted it to first. Because there's no use in me kind of looking at all this code if it just does not even do the right thing. Because then I can iterate and then review. But yeah, I do eventually review the code. In this case, this is a lot of code to review in one shot. So one of the things it did was create a Postgres database, which I think is pretty cool, and one of Rev Pilot's kind of what seems to me like a distinct advantage, because they, they'll kind of give you an entire system that you can deploy at the end of it, which is pretty cool. Especially as like a non-coder that wants to quickly give some instructions and share it with people.
Oh, it created a doc.
So I wonder how it'll handle. I think it will probably handle the right thing, because one advantage that we have with this game is a very common pattern. I know you said that you invented the game, but like this game has been around since forever, right? Like it's the photo game, it's the breakfast guessing game, it's the guess whose line is it anyway situation.
It's easy to understand.
Yeah, and so there definitely is a pattern for this kind of a thing, and AI is generally very good at that. So we did luck out here. I hope. Famous last words. We did luck out here. And then we're like,
something was happening.
oh, Next Next launched a new version 4. If you'll scroll up, I told it to use Next 3.
Oh.
But that's because I thought it was the latest version. Next 4 is the latest version, and it used Next 4. But just to show you, like, even the instructions you give it, it doesn't follow. So you want to give it more instructions? You know what? You want to give it more?
Oh boy,
I'm
it's
like,
starting to run into errors.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
This has got to be the most frustrating part.
Yeah. It's like, what do we do while this is happening?
Not just that, but like, why are you running into errors? This is the first step. Have you not done this 1,000 times? Like, if you're human, I'd be like, no problem. I'd be like, okay, Mary, you're just learning how to code. You run into an error in this app that you're building. The first 5 apps you're building, you're running into errors, no problem. At the very basic first steps of the apps, that's fine. It's a very human thing to do. And that's where I struggle with AI. It's like you're a machine. I can't.
Of examples.
Yeah, like you've done this hundreds of thousands of times. You've done this, $144 million worth of ARR times. And your first response is blocked request? Drives me nuts.
Wait. Is it done? What?
What a
what?
What a grand disappointment, I must say.
Like what is happening?
Like, I'm just trying to control my rant mode.
No, let it out.
Well, I just, at this stage, you know what I want to do? I kind of want to ditch Replit and just do it on my machine with Claude Code. Because the last thing I want to do is start like trying to debug and trying to fix this issue. You know what I mean? Like,
Before
Like,
we do that, do you want to
mhm.
like take the approach you mentioned? Of
I
like,
think we might end up in a very similar
right?
spot,
Okay.
unfortunately. Yeah, but yes, let's do it. It's just for the learning experience. I think it's worth it. Um, I don't want to be, but can you go all the way up and recopy your?
Yes.
Um,
And I will create a new app.
yeah, like I might understand that this is happening because Replit is typically like a Next.js and React tool,
Hmm.
but there's nothing radical here that would cause the first step to be an error. Um, it's an AI, Mary. You don't have to add the dashes. Like really be efficient with an AI. It doesn't love you, but it says it does. Okay, so we're building a game. So we want our database as well. Um, I want to only because I saw that error happen. No, that error is not related. That's fine. That's fine. We'll give you instructions step by step. Um, so I'll just I kind of want to say something like this. Um, yeah, the first step of the game is for a user to create the game because I don't even want to give it the concept of like I just want it to be so like very like precise. Um, to create the game with um, to create a game with we didn't want a title, right? So
I added it here.
I mean that's the name of the game, but like that's the name of the whole app.
Yes.
But if I'm creating a specific game,
Mm.
presumably like we would want to just give it a name. Um, game URL.
I guess the user should
Yeah,
create the name.
yeah.
Title.
Share with the group. Um, and then the only trap here, only because we missed it the last time, is uh, yeah. I would even get rid of that they can share, like everything from that they can share. Um, yeah, and everything like everything else I would remove actually. And then here I would say um, I'm trying to process the one unique thing, which is the the creator of the game should be able to edit the game.
By edit, like what exactly?
I don't want to tell it
Okay.
because we want to be able to control the stages. And then players of
Okay.
players of the game will be shared the game link. I think that we can tell it that. So as a separate sentence. Yeah, let's see what it does here. I think it'll fail the same way because I think it's struggling with the technologies, not with the prompt in this case.
Hmm.
That's my working assumption based on the error that I saw. In the meanwhile, what I'll do is I'll try and get my computer set up.
Oh, it got a different name.
And which game do we like better?
I like whose breakfast is it anyway? I don't know why it keeps
Yeah.
renaming it.
No, that name, the Breakfast Quest name, is its own internal name. It's not like
Okay.
the public name for it. Um, yeah, let's go with this. This seems a lot less exciting than the options it gave for the first prompt, if I recall. Like it was more like, hey, we're gonna, like you're gonna get your game. It's gonna be great. Where this is kind of like, hey, we're gonna make one page.
Generate a URL. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I
Um,
see.
but yeah, I don't trust it to do the right thing. I think it would have done better if we told it to use technologies that it has more experience in.
Which is.
React
Mm.
and Next.js. Which, honestly, how many apps can you create?
Like, I don't know. Is
Like,
it not unlimited?
well, I guess it probably doesn't want too many agents running at once because I was almost like, hey,
Interesting.
you should submit your first prompt with
Mm.
no technologies, and I think then we will actually have some luck. And I think, in fairness to Replit, or in fairness to kind of the enterprise, we should do that
Should I try?
because,
Should I try?
yeah, yeah. Uh, are you doing it in a new window,
Yeah.
in a secret window?
So do you want this prompt or the
Uh,
previous one?
the previous one, because very selfishly, I'll learn more. Because it's so easy for me to be like, here's what I think about this prompt, edit it this way, remove this line, whatever. And then, what if that was the right prompt? How am I supposed to know whether if my sense was justified? Okay, so just on my end here, I'm getting set up with kind of a fallback should we need it.
Okay, here's my secret window.
I think you could get rid of even like the preamble of step by step, like really just lean into. Up to you. Up to
Really?
you.
Okay.
Up to you. Okay, you don't want to. That's cool. Yeah, keep it then. I just feel like if we. Yeah, it's fine.
Oh, it's doing something. So okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Interesting.
But isn't also this way more than what you would have wanted to start as a first step?
Yeah, what the heck?
it
It's not
it, it,
listening
it
to me.
it can't help itself. This is why that was my instinct, was like I would almost not even want to tell it the name of the game, to be honest, because it's eager. It's an eager beaver. It's like, oh, you want to play Whose Breakfast Is It Anyway? Let me add all of the stuff.
I mean, should we do it?
Like max players? Who told it about max players? Who told it about submission time?
Damn, it has like a how it works.
I just feel very validated right now. Because this is exactly what I want to avoid, which is not to say that my prompt would have avoided it, because that's unclear as well.
So,
Like, where do we even
what
go
is
from here?
this?
That's breakfast. That's they just had breakfast, and now they have the energy to go scuba diving. They have the energy to build the world's largest kite.
Oh my god.
They're going for the Guinness record, and then and the balloons.
What?
Is this not like? Are you frustrated, Mary? Are you as frustrated as I am?
A little shocked. I didn't. Okay, I expected it to make up some shit, but I didn't expect it to like make up this much.
Every time, like, it's guaranteed that you really have to treat it as the most eager helper who wants to be like, oh, let me try and guess what you want. Let me try and get ahead of what you want. And 90% of the time, you're going to be disappointed with how ahead it gets, because now you have all this work to undo.
Yeah.
And
Can I just say, like, can we focus on the impatient page itself? Please.
we're,
Pretty please.
at this rate, we're not even going to have a game. Even in like, we could spend 2 hours, 2 more hours here, we would not have a game.
Oh man. Okay.
By the way, the way I would approach it, honestly, is to not even plan, by the way. Like, I would plan it on the go with the instructions I'm giving it. How comfortable would you have been with that kind of a starting point?
Like, plan as in like not think about the full experience.
Yeah, I would even like do it by a very like base sense that I had, and not worry about the holistic point of view, to be honest, which is like almost the opposite of how Project January started. Oh, I like that. The most delicious guessing game. Okay. Can you try it out? Like, oh, is it ready?
This is just a preview.
Oh, it's a preview. Okay.
Which
how's it?
a little bit better.
Yeah. How's it doing with the other?
Yeah, there's another there's another one.
How's the other fella doing? Oh, it did do something.
Yeah.
Okay, I just feel so validated right now with the prompting thing, because is this not exactly what we kind of wanted in our hearts?
Yeah.
As a beginning point, which is why it's like, because I know we want to build the game, but I'd love to poke you because a little bit to understand, like, I can't even call you a non-coder because you are a coder, but as someone who's interfacing with AI, but without, let's say, a lot of coding experience, it seems like your instinct is to want to give it a lot of context, even when you say you don't want to give it context. Remember when we started, and that's like a very key thing. It's like when we started, you're like page by page, step by step, but it's actually not what the interface invited you to do. and you were actually compelled to tell it more. I'd love to dig into that, because I think like that, the gap in kind of what you thought you were saying and what you did is how you'll actually improve over time using AI. If we don't discuss it, it'll pass by.
Yeah. Yeah, my instinct was to give it some context and then be like, focus on this part. But obviously it's not respected. So I need to adjust, how I interface with AI. Yeah.
I think part of it is also because you're treating it like a human, or with like a humane point of view. You're trying to be helpful to it, but it will not reciprocate. Like, it will not be helpful to you. It will always extend your intentions. Let's actually test this out.
Okay.
Cool. And then there's an edit and view, copy. That's cool.
Wait.
I don't know what the view did.
I don't know what the view did. Copy? Did it actually copy it? It did actually copy it.
Can we paste it into a...
Yeah.
I mean, oh, okay. I was like, I thought I was wrong in one place because I did not expect it to even get this far, to be honest. But okay, so cannot read properties of undefined. Copy this, please.
This whole thing?
Yep. And then we're going to go back and we're going to say, actually just paste it. Don't even say anything. Just paste it.
Wait, okay. I was going to say, like, should we not tell it that this is what's shown when you click on, when you go to the URL?
So for me, I want to be super efficient with the AI. You know, like those dashes, unnecessary. Like when I typed them in, it was very natural for me to just type them in for myself in a sense, but I wouldn't fix them in the copy paste. You know, it was like if I copy paste it in the dashboard, I'd be like, no problem. And so in this case, with errors specifically, there's usually enough information in an error because it has like the file name and the line number that my expectation would be for a good programmer to be able to figure it out themselves. And that's kind of my expectation is I don't need to give you any more than this, especially for a machine. I'm going to just hyperventilate here now. So I'm just going to be here and just, okay, it at least saw it. I was like, hey, Mary, get ready to copy paste again.
There is a lot of copy pasting, in like interfacing with AI.
Okay, let's see. Oh wait, it's still working. Okay. Let's copy paste again and let's try and load the game. Oh wait.
It's still doing something. I'm not sure what.
You can go ahead and try maybe because it is running the thing. We see it. So before it, you know what it's gonna do? It's replit, so it's gonna delete your whole database.
Oh, there's what? Okay.
Yeah, this is great. Game ready has been created, ready to play. Share this. So this is probably not what we want to see.
Mm-hmm.
Can you go back to the previous screen? I kind of want to see what the URL was.
Oh, it changed. Wait, what?
Yeah, because I was like, I thought we had a different URL before. It's trying to fix something that isn't broken right now.
Okay. Like, what is this? Like nothing's changed.
Yeah, I think that's fine. That's fine. We have actually a pretty. This is actually a very great starting point, honestly. Given AI, probably could be a little bit better, but okay, no problem. What we do from here is, I don't know how Replit works, so just a little bit of discovery. Can you know in the menu on the left, there's like a computer screen and then a terminal screen. What happens when you click on those? Oh, so the first one is the agent.
Yeah,
This one is the console, and this
preview.
one is the preview, and then this one is the database. Okay, fine, no problem. Because what I wanted to ask it to do right now is to commit the changes.
Mm.
So just ask it to do it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
So what do you say? Like just commit.
yeah, commit the changes. And I hope that, I mean, it should be able to. Oh no, what are you doing? Sorry, not you, Mary. It says convert to next three, but we don't want it to convert to next three. Okay, sorry. No, I think it just said it was going to do something, but it didn't. So it didn't commit. So frustrating. Okay, fine. Let's. So the reason we want to commit is we want to be able to roll back once things go south, and they usually do go south unless we're very precise with our prompts. So I think we can move on to the next step because we got a game being created. It has a title. Um, Without looking at the workflow that we built, what's the next step in your heart?
I guess it would be like what's happening on this URL. Oh, we can view it now.
Yeah, I fixed it. It fixed it. Yeah.
Nice. Okay. Yeah. So like this page essentially. Like,
Yeah.
allowing people to submit their answer.
Yeah. So here we're going to introduce to it the stages of a game. So we'll say we can tell that the game has stages, and the first stage is guessing. We don't want to tell it what the other stages are yet, right? So is guess
Submitting.
is no it sorry is I'm going to ask this in a very rude way because I thought I said a very specific sentence
But it's
and
not
then
guessing.
oh sorry, my bad, submitting, my bad.
Okay.
No, I apologize, but you want to the reason my bad, I was in the wrong place, but you actually don't want to give it too much detail. Your instinct still is to be like where the player does this thing. It's just tell it what the stage is and nothing more. I'm sorry
But
about
what
the
does that? But what does like? Can that be ambiguous? What that means?
because it yeah, absolutely, because the stage itself could be called anything. The stage could be called Lala.
Okay.
What the stage is called is only a human thing. It's not relevant to um um to the machine. Really, the machine shouldn't care what it was called. But the reason why I phrased it that way, even though I got the stage wrong itself, is you actually don't want to give it any more words than we want to. So my apologies for that. The first stage of the game is submitting, and then
Should we describe what what's expected on the page.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
So there should be like a name input field.
Yeah.
Uh, do we need to specify that we're talking about like the unique, like the generated link, or
Um oh, I see. I think we could say on the game page.
okay?
Yeah. Cuz it's slash game, right? So it's like
Page. There should be. Oops. Field. And just like an answer.
yep.
Unstuck. And then just like a submit. Do we care about the submission logic at all at this point?
Is there any submission logic?
I mean, the logic would be like it should be saved, right? Somewhere.
Oh, I see. I see. Um I guess we could say the submission should be stored. And here we have the risk with this prompt that it's, even though it's very condensed, um, there's a trap here because if we give it too much detail, it's going to do the wrong thing. But it will also do the wrong thing if we don't give it enough detail. So we're taking kind of a risk here with this submission. But let's go ahead and try this.
How are you doing?
Me,
Nothing.
like
We're
in
just sitting
life?
here. Yeah, we're just sitting here.
How am I doing? I've been very tired this week. Had shivers yesterday. I don't know if it's because of my AC or because I wasn't feeling well. But I seem to be doing a little bit better today. My goal is to, after this session, to try and go to the gym and at least get a light workout in, just so I don't spend too many days not going to the gym. Um, how are you?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm busy. There's a lot happening all
Give
the
me
time.
one thing that's happening.
One thing that's happening. I'm. I don't know if you know, but I'm learning how to code.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And so wait. That's one of the things that's happening. That's keeping you busy.
It's it's. I want to do more of it than I can. So yeah.
So right. And so um,
It's keeping my
I,
brain busy.
I'd be curious to learn what specifically of that is keeping your brain busy. Like, what is it that you say you want to do more than you can? You said, but
Yeah.
what is it that you want to do?
Um. I I think more than anything, I just want to like get some practice in, which takes time,
Yeah,
and I don't have a lot of time at this moment. Just kind of like I don't know.
why don't
Summers are very busy.
I see? But when you say they're very busy, why don't you just not do those other things and only do the coding? Did you even think about that? Is that
um,
something you even considered once?
sometimes you overcommit yourself to too many things. I don't know if you've ever had that experience.
I don't commit to anything. You're telling me about overcommitting to things.
Yeah, and sometimes the overcommitment is just in your head too,
Hmm.
and it's like, oh, no, like it's less about like commitment to other people and more about disappointing yourself. Okay, I think it did something.
It says working. Um, and I don't know at this stage if it's ready to do. Yeah, but I think you should feel ready to.
Should I try?
Yeah.
Oh my god, I gotta turn off
Oh,
my
okay.
password.
I didn't see anything. I didn't see anything. It's just here's another thing that frustrates me. This company is worth like what $1 billion now, and there isn't a bottom margin
I know.
on
I
on
saw
the
this
yellow
too. I was
div
like, what is this?
and the blue div. This is
Wait,
where
it did it wrong. Like this should be about submission and not about guessing. At least based on the language.
yeah. Even though we didn't, even though maybe it heard my incorrect stage. So I think that's the message you want to give it now is to actually give
So
it
you
that
don't
detail
check it?
because yeah, no, I wouldn't because then it's going to store something in the database. I don't want
Okay,
us
okay.
to store stuff in the database. You could, if you're curious. I just want to be very careful with it. But remember how I said it's still going to do the wrong thing with fewer details sometimes, and it's going to do the wrong thing with more details. So you just have to like brace yourself.
Oh man.
The thing I would want to tell it is that the current stage is submitting, not guessing. We're collecting submissions of people's breakfasts.
I'm changing people. Do we need to tell it about the breakfast? I guess
Well, I guess the game is called. But yeah, I mean, you could. Yeah, if you like, you can leave that out.
Wait for it or add it to queue.
I would add it to queue at this point, but because like here, I don't even know what it's doing. Can you
Can I pause?
expand the 2 minutes of work? Because that's the last thing. Is that like what's it doing? On the bright side, this has only cost us 50 cents. Cost you 50 cents.
What? Like what is happening right now? It's considering options for something.
Yeah, let's pause. I think this is kind of silly at this stage, and let's submit this. Um, it might not even have been doing anything, or no, maybe I don't know. It's hard to tell.
Oh my god. You know what this is? This is a test of patience.
Yeah, but okay. In your experience, though, isn't working with developers also a test of patience?
No.
Really?
No.
Who have you been working with?
I mean, I feel like working with developers is more about like a test of communication
Hmm.
and like collaboration. But maybe this is also maybe this is also a test of communication.
Yeah.
It's just not as fulfilling, I suppose.
The agent is starting up.
And I can't even do anything right now.
It's just what part of this experience screams, "Here, take my money right now"? Not the first two apps we tried to create, one which was an error, the other one that was just the most eagerest beaver. And then this one here, which was like, hey, I'm just gonna do whatever I want. I'm not gonna even tell you.
Oh, oh, what happened? Oh, did it do something?
Okay, now it's working. Now it woke up. It's 9 a.m. It's yeah. So the um the the detail we left out, and here's when we said submitting, it thought you're submitting your guesses,
Yeah.
and that's the trap of like, what's your instinct of giving it helpful context early on is useful because might have been useful because it would know, but then you run into trap of it doing too much. I prefer this where I'm okay with it getting this wrong and me correcting it rather than it doing 10 things and I have to undo 7 of them.
Okay. Yeah.
And this is the grunt work of AI. Like, this is a very simple thing we're doing here, but this is the grunt work of AI people don't see.
Oh my god. Yeah. No, I think like what you're saying makes sense because I think in the past where I have used AI to experiment, unless the whole idea is small and self-contained, which I feel like this is pretty small and self-contained, but unless like the whole idea is tiny and self-contained, I usually run into like, oh, like it's done like 10 things and I have no idea which part of it is broken.
There's a trap there, though, which I think because you're a designer, you will have better luck with this. Is if you had submitted like a Figma design, you know where it says import Figma design?
Yes.
I think then it would probably have done a much better job in the first try because there's a lot more intent poured into it where it's just so difficult to understand from words. Even for humans, it's difficult to understand from words versus that. So, did you submit?
No. Submitting. Okay.
Cool. Can you refresh this page, please?
Okay. Nice.
Perfect. Um, can you submit again? Wait, Mary?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, your name Mary? Sorry, not I
Oh.
wasn't. Yeah, sorry. And then a different breakfast. All right. Yeah. Yeah. Now we have a problem. I just found this like ambiguousness where when you're guessing, you don't know which Mary is which Mary.
Yeah.
And so let's actually fix this ambiguity by telling it people can't enter a name that's already been entered in the game.
At what point would you start looking at the code? Because right now I'm like, is it being saved? You know?
I wouldn't worry. Like I'm not too worried about it, to be honest, at this stage.
Okay. Okay.
I also wouldn't start looking at the code for that. I'll show you some ways that you can alleviate your concerns by asking the AI to write more code for you. My preference is not to look at any code at all. Actually.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
That's my preference. It's not my, like if I have to, I will. So look, it kind of knows now. If you read the paragraph, the system now ensures each player has a unique name within their game, which will be important for the guessing phase later. So we've kind of given, like even in a back and forth, we're kind of revealed enough for it to know where we're going with this. So let's try, I guess now.
Is it gonna? Okay, I guess let's see. Okay. Is it because the entry was already there? Okay.
Yeah. Submit again, please. Just the same form.
Like something else?
Mhm.
Or oh, what is happening? See, this I don't even know how to describe. Like it will take me
Yeah, yeah. Don't
a minute
I
to.
yeah. Yeah, I know. I know. Just submit it. Okay. So can you submit it again? Are you able to copy that message?
Which one? This?
The error message.
Oh, the error message. Oh God. Okay, cool.
And then you should
Alt
say,
F.
yeah. Don't submit it. Just say, um, make this error message more user friendly. Now, this is precisely what one of our coworkers described as writing code.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because she was like, "You are. This is coding
Yeah.
because you're kind of not getting in one shot what you probably would have wanted." Now, typically, most AIs are pretty good at delivering the right error message, especially since we gave it enough context. My guess is that I want to say this process probably would have actually been faster with Claude Code than I'm kind of seeing here with Replit. But Claude Code is more for developers, where this experience is much nicer for non-developers. Perfect. Um, Note how it was even like no detail. Like we didn't give it an exact message. We didn't, you know what I mean? Like it's so
Yeah.
very little. Like less is less. Okay, here I kind of want to tell it to clear the form after submission. Hide the form after submission. Hide it because you shouldn't be able to go back and kind of edit the thing. So just hide
It
the
should
form
be
after.
like hide the form after mission and show like a success message.
Yeah.
A success state.
Well, it already did, right? It had the little green box at the bottom that you were complaining because made the eggs grow. That was the success message.
That's true. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, right.
So I wouldn't. Yeah, I would
Forgot
almost.
about that.
Yeah. Now doing this experience, which is kind of what I really wanted for you to experience, honestly. How does this feel?
I don't. I don't think I like it.
But have
I
you
mean,
used AI like this before, like in these very like discrete steps?
in in the past, I have used it in like smaller like, with smaller changes, but I would never have like a quick preview like this.
Mm,
Like it's more like I'm copy pasting big chunks of code and just going back and forth with ChatGPT and describing my issue
I see. Yeah, yeah.
and that's kind of
This
fun.
experience is much nicer than that. But then you said I don't like it. What's
It's
there not to like? We have a submission form. It's beautiful.
I don't like I think I like some of it. I don't
Yeah.
like having to like describe certain issues. Like cuz I don't know. But maybe that's necessary anyway regardless of the AI-ness or not.
Yeah. I mean, go ahead and test it out.
Oh yeah, I could use a different name cuz Mm.
This is great.
Okay, cool.
You submit, you move on. Now, like there's things that we could do, for example, is we could really, for general users, prevent multiple submissions. Because if I refresh this page and I could submit again, and now I'm cheating, I'm messing up the game. Ideally, we don't want that, but I don't want to code that in. Like I just want to assume,
Yeah.
kind of,
Tell people to not cheat.
yeah, don't cheat, please. Which is one of the benefits of Slack, where it's clearly visible. Like there's no room for cheating. You know what I mean? Everything is visible. And one of the downsides of when you convert it to an app is like there's so many ways to mess it up. But okay, what's our next step? Without looking at the
I
Figma.
want to add some space.
Yeah, you can go ahead and give it that. Yeah. Let's do that.
Add some space between the form and the sharing. What do you call this component?
Yeah, you could. Let's try. Okay. Sorry. I would not have gone back to add component to form. That's like adding a dash, because the form is the form's a form. You know what I mean? Like,
Okay.
I know I'm being very so frustratingly precise about it.
Okay, my thinking is that because they are on the same level, I was like, maybe I should describe them the same way.
Why? Like again, if I say the form,
Oh, it added
and
so much space.
yeah, if I just say the form and the sharing box, that's enough. Like, because even component is a very technical term. You know what I mean? Like, I'd even just be like the form, and you could say the sharing component. That's fine. Okay, what's next?
Okay, I will try to not be anal about the size of the spacing. See, like with the size of the spacing, I'm like, oh, can we just find where it is? In
So
the code and
it said it's done MT12 up there. It says by adding MT12. So you could type out use MT6 instead of MT12.
Okay, I was not reading that.
Mm-hmm. Nobody ever does. People don't read.
Okay, what's next? While it does that.
Yeah, what's next?
I guess the hosts need a way to move it to the guessing phase.
Yeah. But instead of describing it as the host, Adnan, I'd even just be very specific about the page and the action.
Yeah.
And the reason for that is, again, I don't want it to do something with the host, like you're the host and you're going to host the game, or no, so click on edit, please. Okay. So in the edit modal, add the option to move the stage from submitting to guessing. Hold on. I think
to describe the page.
Yeah, let's think about it. We might not submit it here, but let's think about it. Hold on. Ask it if it's stored the current stage of the game. Actually, instead of this prompt, let's just ask it, are you storing the current stage of the game? And if it is, we should ask it to display it here on the main page. That way we know what stage the game is in.
I'm curious about how good it is at. Okay, so it says no.
Okay, great. So now we can be a bit more specific, is to add a stage column that defaults to submitting. I think that's enough. Because my instinct, my extra instinct is to ask it to display that, but my reduction instinct is to say it should know. Like when it should know. But because we kind of slowly built the context, I think it's done a pretty good job of understanding what's coming. Because if you scroll up, I'm not sure if you read it. If you just scroll up here, it says
Yeah.
there's no field tracking which stage the game is in, submission, guessing, results. So it's like it's a very common format. And so the pattern is in the world out there.
Okay. Okay, cool. Do we want
But
to
it didn't.
display?
Can you refresh the page?
Oh yeah. Did it do the displaying? No.
It didn't.
No.
Okay, you can ask it to show the current stage on the main page. Or in the Your Game section. I think that's more specific. Yeah. And it is kind of a little bit frustrating going like very specific to specific, but this actually helps us debug. And this is kind of how you know it's storing it, by the way. I was like, I'm going to show you how to know what it's done. And then here, I wouldn't mind asking it in this section to show how many submissions have come in, how many answer submissions have come in. And later, we'll ask it how many guesses have come in.
Collecting breakfast kit. It made some stuff.
Yeah. It's more than I would have wanted, but it's it's not bad.
Hold on. Let me sit down. Show missions. Do I need to repeat like this part?
Let's not. Let's test its context. By the way, this agent is kind of struggling a little bit because it's like optimizing agent memory. Pause. Q. So it's like we've given it so many steps.
I don't know how you can build like more complex things with this.
Again, I think if you start off with a Figma, I know someone at work who gave it a screenshot. And then using the screenshot, Replit was able to build most of the components in the screenshot, and then they asked Replit to edit certain things, add certain things, remove certain things, and it was actually not bad at that. And then they were able to share that experience. So, like Figma Make, I guess, But I will say this: I don't absolutely hate this form of AI use. I just think I wish it was much faster than this.
Yeah.
Like much faster. That way I could iterate very quickly. Which is what I miss about coding. The whole point of coding is like super quick iterations. I type code, I see it. I type code, I see it. Oh, it's just processing our command here because it only stopped optimizing.
So I guess this tag is the status. It just called it collecting breakfast.
Unclear. Like that. I don't know what it's storing in the database. So here, there's the non-coder way of doing it, which is maybe you ask it to put some debugging things in there, like like we would with things as we're building them. But maybe while it's doing this, we can go to that database tab and see here. Yeah, click through. and games. And here we can probably see what's actually in the database. So this, I guess, this is how else you would do it. Which Replit is great for, by the way. Like as much as I've been shitting on them for certain things, this is actually pretty cool.
Okay.
So the stage is submitting,
Yeah.
but they've, you know, yeah, I think it's pretty cool.
Cool. Oh, we're back. Where are we? Don't you remember what we're asking it to do? Oh, we're just asking it to. Okay. Oh, we see it.
Okay, nice.
There we go.
You know how I said it would be nice as you're submitting to see how many submissions have come in so far? Now we have a very precise kind of instruction to give it for that. We don't have to do that now, or unless you want to.
I feel like that's not
Extra?
necessary. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Look, Mr. Scope Creep here saying something is unnecessary.
Okay, I'm
I'm
looking at the time. Okay.
now I'm offended. Okay, no. Let's continue. What's next?
Okay, so we got submissions coming in. I guess now we should allow the host. I keep saying the host.
Mhm.
Somebody to move the game to
Yeah.
guessing.
Now my instinct is to have a button here.
Like here or on the
Yeah. And not in the edit, just beside the edit to be like
Yeah.
move to guessing, like a move to guessing button. Exactly that. I think.
Do you? Okay. Add a button to the section.
I would actually just be even like add a button beside the edit button.
Ooh, like tell it where.
Yeah. And then you don't need to the game section because like like assuming I was right about to code right now, you would tell me exactly what. Oh, add a button beside the edit button. So tell it to do the same thing.
Mm.
Now here we can take a risk if you want by giving it an extra sentence that tells it what the game page should look like in the guessing stage. And now I'm a bit more confident doing that because it has that context build up now, versus doing it. Mhm.
Do you think it's not gonna do that by default if we don't add that?
Oh, let's see. It might actually. So okay, that's it. That's some good learning there. It didn't display the stage when we added the stage column, but this it might do.
Yes.
We had to ask it to do it.
Oh yeah. True.
I think this is a pretty dignified way of building an app, to be honest. If only it was faster.
Yeah. I mean, if we're not streaming, this is where I would go do something else.
yeah. I'd finally do my dishes.
Yeah. I would.
If you have a home
clean
gym,
my
you can
desk.
work out.
Oh my god.
You'd be jacked by the end of the app.
That's not a bad idea. That's not a bad idea. Now I'm like, should I move some of my workout stuff out of the basement to my office?
Speaking of which, um, Mary is not available next Friday,
Yes.
and we have to figure out what we want to do because we paused Cocoon in order to do this random game that Mary invented, and then now next week she's not even there. So
You make it sound so bad.
is it? It's the facts. If the facts make it sound bad, then that's what it is. No,
I will be at a K-pop concert in New York.
oh wow. All right.
That's what
Well,
I'm missing. Missing product like it's Friday for?
4. Well, congratulations, first of all. Uh, secondly, um, so I might do some vibe coding on a project yet to be determined that isn't Cocoon. Um,
Okay.
it says 0 submissions now.
Oh no. Why?
Let's go in the database and see if there's any submissions.
Okay, so it didn't.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Please. There are submissions. Maybe it's like counting guessing submissions. Do you think?
Hard to tell. Um, can we scroll to the right here? Okay, and then can you go to the games table and scroll as well? Yeah, I'm not seeing any indications. So maybe we can ask it why submissions for the game is 0 when there are submissions in the database. Oh no, there you go. Sorry, it was a refreshing issue.
Oh, okay.
It says 4 submissions. Now you can tell it on the game page we want to collect guesses.
Do you think I need to just say like when the stage is guessing?
Yes, yes. Oh, hold on. Sorry, if I may, before you press enter. Typically, AIs are not bad at making this kind of an interface. What I would imagine this interface to look like is you drag the name to the breakfast.
Yeah, I imagine some form of like a random list of names and a random list of breakfasts and some way to connect the two.
Yeah. I think we could tell it that, which is show the list of names, show the list of breakfasts, and oh no, hold on. Sorry. Oh, that's fine. Yeah, and yeah, okay, we could do that. I wouldn't even tell it randomized,
Okay.
like because if it, like the intention is there. I'm being this kind of strict or this kind of like specific, because this gives me the best results for myself. You know what I mean? Like, and I'd love for you to be able to like add to Cocoon without it getting out of hand. You know what I mean? Like, because I feel like it does empower you to actualize your ideas without being too frustrated with AI.
I'm definitely like there's definitely gonna be a point sometime in the future. Don't know if it's like in a week or a month or a year. You're gonna get a message from me and be like, Cocoon is out of hand.
I look forward to that message. The list of breakfasts, and then we could just say the user can drag the name to the breakfast.
Do we want to specify that?
Yeah, because that's interface. Like I particularly would love a dragging interface, but if you have other ideas, then we have to have a form or whatever. So
it's more that feels hard and therefore it could go wrong. But
it's a very common pattern to drag one item of list to another. So, which is why I'm not as nervous about it, though it could still go wrong. And then we want to tell it that the user should enter their name and submit their answers. am quite curious to see what this will do. Do you have a time limit?
Yeah, I should probably get going soon, but like maybe 10 minutes.
Okay, okay. Um,
But maybe we can pick it up sometime.
sometime when? Sometime when, Mary?
Sometime when. I don't know. We'll have to chat.
Okay, so like do another live stream and in between to wrap it up because uh yeah, so we have the guessing portion and then we have to do the revelation portion. So now it actually doesn't seem that we're all that far off, you know, like for example, if we didn't go through the first two kind of failed, or not the first two, the first and the third failed,
Yeah.
and the third also, mind you.
Wait, let's. I want to see the third one.
Yeah, we could go. We could go now and see what it's doing.
I like the background.
Okay,
The
all right.
floating stuff. Okay.
The floating pens.
Yeah. They are a little random when you look at them more closely. You're like, what the heck? Like, anyway, very distracting.
For me, it's like even when building things at work, even though like there's a lot of shiny things that can be put into designs, it's just, you know, the faster we get to the meat of it, we can always add floating pans later.
I love that.
Or never.
Leave blank for unlimited, but it doesn't let
Okay.
me do something when I leave.
Oh, it doesn't submit. Okay, so you do need to. Okay. Hey, this is great.
Does it work though?
I mean, looks to me like it's worked so far. I'm kind of excited right now. Oh, okay. It's like, how rude. Just keep it here. Did you forget to add the page to the no AI? Did you forget to add the page to the router? Because we're not coding. You're coding. That's why we paid money to this enterprise. Unreal.
That's hilarious.
Unreal. This is going to take over our jobs at some point for sure, though, because
it will get better, right? Like,
yeah, everyone scoffs at like, and it's like, you know, they didn't figure out irrigation in one shot. You know, like the first steps of even that were difficult, and some people were laughing at it, and you know, like when they made the wheel, I'm sure people were like, "Ugh, the wheel? What for?" It's not as good as my legs.
Yeah. And the thing about like most like big tech changes is that you can't put it back. Like once it's out of the box, you can't put it back anymore.
Yeah, this, like your toaster will write code tomorrow. Like I'm not even saying your toaster will use AI. That's everyone said that. What I'm saying is you will be able to build apps on your toaster because everything is going to generate code.
Yeah. I like how enthusiastic it is. It's like I found the issues.
If you don't mind, Mary, can we go to the better app for a second? Because I'm more curious what's happening here. Let's view. We asked it to collect the guesses.
Yeah. Should I refresh just in case?
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Ooh. Okay. Wait. Something was not quite
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Let me refresh this. Oh no. What happened?
I guess we're getting to the unpleasant part. Something did happen, but that's fine.
So can I drag it to the same? Okay, so I can't undo. It seems. Okay, something is going on when I.
Do you know? Like I know exactly what's broken. Do you know? You should know.
Is it because there are two of the same layer? And two of the same. Actually, two of the same breakfast.
So which is it? You've said two of the same for two
I
things.
think it's the two of the same breakfast.
It probably is the breakfast because it's trying to match it by the string and not by the
Should I
ID,
clear
the
it?
internal ID. So there's a few things here that I would want to address. I don't know if you have time for it though. One is when you move a name over, it should disappear from the initial list. There's no point in having a name there again. You're not going to guess the same name. And then we got to fix the bug and tell it to use like that. That's an amateur mistake that AI should not make. Um,
Remove names when making check the breakfast part.
the breakfast again, like I know I'm being very specific. I did, you know, sometimes I'm no, why? Why? No, why,
Oh,
Mary?
I thought I
No,
could call it like the players list.
no, why?
No? Okay.
No, why any of that? Why? Earlier, you know, just so you know, I'm not referencing every single change because I don't want to be too much of a drag here. Excuse the pun, but you changed the can to a should earlier. I was like, why? Like, you know, like
I'm an English major.
but then why did you type can in the first place?
I edit.
You know,
Do we
like
need to do them separately?
um, you mean the bugs? Yeah, I wouldn't give it too much. But I think when you're not fiddling with the prompt as much, the experiences becomes faster for you as a builder. You know what I mean? That like that energy is like it didn't add anything. Like it's not that the AI would have, and so, but it comes with time. I feel like I've used it enough to sense
Yeah,
like
I feel like
where.
I don't. Yeah, I'm not
Mhm.
sure which things can be misunderstood.
Yeah, but I'd urge you to I'd urge you to err on the side of like um
Minimal.
yeah, minimal prompts, because oddly enough we've gotten the opposite advice from people. Give it, you know, you have to write a really good prompt. You have to do prompt engineering. That's a new role, and none of them I don't think I've recommended what we've done here. Um,
Mm,
and but like I feel like we've made decent progress.
yeah.
I would almost even, at hurting your sensibilities again, I would even almost skip the design part of it too, where I'd be like, hey, although I think it would help, but um,
When you say the design part of it,
I mean the flow part of it even.
okay,
Um,
that
because
okay, I agree.
yeah,
For me, it was more like to wrap my own brain around it.
I agree. I think that is helpful there, but um, it's just sometimes I feel like the faster we get to the app, because we're going to do it in stages anyway. So if you just know the next few stages, that's usually good enough. And in the same way the AIs discovered what we were building, we're also discovering what we're building. All this but all of it is hard. I don't think that's. I do still think it's time. It's like
Ooh,
it's done the same bug.
but it's added this cool
Yeah,
undo
that's
thing.
nice. Yeah.
Okay, wait, what did
Uh,
we just try to fix? Oh yeah, remove names. Okay, that worked, right?
yeah, and it added a free
Okay.
feature. as well, which is
Yeah.
nice.
Good job. Okay. No.
Never praise the AI. I actually do. I actually will say, "Oh, that looks great," and then I'll give it the next.
You do?
Yeah, I do that.
Okay.
I
Okay.
like. I don't always just swear at it. You know. Um, did you want to fix this bug? Which now we have a
Yeah.
two-way bug, both with the name and the
Right.
when you move Mary over, it
But
remove both
but
Marys.
okay, but like if we start a database from a fresh, it shouldn't happen, right? Actually, no.
Um,
This was to happen.
yeah, it's just the underlying way it's doing it. The underlying logic is so bad that it shouldn't happen at all. So I would say here, like, okay, let's say you were a developer who built this, and this is a bug that beginners absolutely wouldn't make. So I'd be like, here's what I'd tell you. I'd be like, hey, Mary, seems like you're matching based on the text of the player name and the text of the breakfast. I'd like you to use the ID instead. Yeah, let's see what it does. Yeah, it knows. It knows.
I wonder if you can like submit partially. Like, what if you
Oh,
only?
yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess you can't.
Yeah. It's pretty good, but like even in our kind of like flow thing, it's like you don't want to actually let all the edge cases block you from moving forward, which is kind of one of the traps of too much planning.
Do you do you think this would change how we build products in general? And are like, how do you feel about that? If so,
Yeah, I think it will. I think even now you have, PMs. Oh wow, it's done. It's just something completely disgusting at this stage. Can you take a screenshot of this? Wait, it's not done. It's not done. Hold on.
yeah, it's not done.
What I wouldn't mind testing here. I will answer your question in a second, but one thought that didn't occur to me is I think we can paste screenshots in there. And if we give it the screenshot of the issue, like, hey, I dragged one Mary into eggplant and then both Marys disappeared. I think that's a very human way of describing it as well. The way I described it here was a very technical way. Oh, it did fix it, right? It is fixing it, it seems. Like, okay, so we just saw the intermediate things. Okay, it's back. We're already seeing PMs kind of, like I said, our coworker who used a screenshot to add certain ideas on a view, which I think is actually a great use of AI. Um,
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm like not important at all, but like it's so weird that the cards on the left and the cards on the right, the padding is all different, and it
Um,
throws me off.
yeah. I mean, it does, but in our case here, like you could have pretty long breakfasts that span multiple lines as well. So I don't know if it's that,
It's not important.
but it seems to have fixed the bug now as a
Yeah,
result of that direction. I'm actually pretty happy with that.
cool. Oh wait, hold on. Like earlier, I was like, oh, I guess you can't submit it, but is it because I didn't enter a name?
Yeah, it's a good test.
Seems like I could. Oh no, never mind.
No, yeah, this is a good test because it wasn't
Mm.
clear why that's happening.
Okay, should we call it for the day?
Yeah, yeah, we're very close. I feel like we're
Yeah.
probably like an hour or two
Mm.
away, maybe.
Let's see if we can find some in between.
Okay, yeah, let's do that.
I also feel like just just to close the loop on the earlier question I had. I feel like the roles are blurring, like between design, PM, dare I say, engineering.
How
Um,
dare you? How dare you?
and it would be interesting to see how the shift happens.
Yeah, as I've said before, I'd love to be out of a job in a sense. You know what I mean? Like if the
You
machine is
don't want
doing
to
it,
do it all.
if the machine is doing it, why am I doing it?
Well, you're
I hope
telling the machine to do it.
it's not as fun.
The AI whisperer.
It's not as much fun. It's not as like as engaging, unfortunately. It's like telling another person what to do, which is also not that engaging,
You were
honestly.
not engaged today. For the
No,
last 2 hours and 17 minutes.
it's not the same feedback loop of coding. I think if the feedback loop was faster, one of the kind of the dopamine hits of coding is precisely I give you a command and I see it fairly quickly. Um, even when in your coding class, I assume that when you type in code and you run it, like it's fast. The cycles are much faster. The the thing though is AI is able to do a lot more in less time.
Mm-hmm.
So at some point, it probably may get fast enough for those cycle times to be done. And then I think then giving a prompt is coding. What we did today was coding. I agree with our coworker when she said, "Look, that effort was just like coding," but I don't think we would have gotten done in 2 hours what we got done, even with the pauses and frustrations. Especially, let's say we would have maybe shaved at least half an hour without kind of fiddling around, maybe 20 minutes. I think you could not have done that writing code in that much time. So,
Cool. It's exciting.
do you feel more powerful after this experience? Like, have you had this fluid an experience with AI before? That's really what I want to know. It's like, especially when you're building an app. But I
Yeah.
guess
I feel like
you're back and forth, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like the aside from the initial frustration, um, I've always had more frustrating experiences.
I feel like I want to kind of look at a AI course out there to see what they're recommending. I don't know what they're doing, and then see if there's like room to make this kind of prompting, um, especially for beginners, almost too, where it's like. But the challenge here is also like breaking down the app into really into testable chunks. It's not even like
Hmm.
small chunks. Small is the wrong idea to use because the first testable thing would have been just like not too small. You could go too small as well. But the first nice testable thing is I create a game, I go to the game page versus like any extra details. At that point, we didn't even tell the AI what the game was. And look how far we got.
Yeah, I definitely learned something today.
Yeah. Um, and that's kind of was my goal with you driving today was precisely that kind of like experience against your skin. And I'd love to see how you're able to like add to Cocoon uh, on top of that. I think that's sort of I'm super curious when you have that like direct back and forth.
Yeah, that will probably happen in 2 weeks.
Okay,
Well,
I'm
yeah.
eager to see. All right,
Right.
lead us out.
All right, that's it for today. We'll aim to be back at some point in between um, to finish this up because there are stakeholders involved.
Yeah.
So that's it for today, and we'll see you at some point at a random time or Friday if there's none. And goodbye.
All right, let's go home.